gentlemen, and welcome to Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine. How's everybody doing?
Good.
You can do better than that.
Good.
Just be thankful you're not in Washington, D.C. right now. Who can tell me what was going on this date 200 years ago?
Fire.
It wasn't burning yet, but tonight, 200 years ago, the city of Baltimore had the closest thing they had ever seen to fireworks. They had a glow on the horizon, because just over 40 miles to the southwest, the city of Washington, D.C. was on fire. Today, we're going to recreate for you a live fire exercise of an 18-pound naval artillery piece. How does that sound?
Okay,
All right. What we have today is the largest firing gun by bore in the entire National Park Service. In fact, I don't think there are even any reenacting organizations that have guns that are this large, of this type. This is a naval gun. This is also one of the types of guns you would have seen mounted here at Fort McHenry 200 years ago. While the weapon that we're going to fire today is a modern reproduction, it is not 200 years old. It is made out of the same materials, and it is in every way a real cannon. This gun is capable of projecting an 18-pound spherical solid iron ball onto targets at distances up to 1.5 miles away. It can project an 18-pound cannonball at speeds exceeding 980 miles an hour. That's roughly 1,400 feet per second. If we were to fire a live ball today, the boat that is just off the point that we've been smiling and aiming at would be completely disintegrated. We don't want to test the patience of the United States Coast Guard or the limits of their insurance company today. So instead of sending high-velocity spherical iron hatred downrange, we're going to send them about 10 pounds of superheated peat moss. Some of you might feel the urge to cover your ears now. It's unnecessary. I'll let you know before we're going to fire. Today we're only going to fire a third of the amount of powder required to fire a cannonball. Like I said, this gun fires an 18-pound iron ball. To project 18 pounds of iron at speeds exceeding 900 miles an hour requires about 6 pounds of black powder. Due to funding, we're only going to fire 2. That being said, it's still going to be really, really loud, especially for the people who think that they're going to get a really awesome YouTube video posted today. We're probably going to break the microphones on their cameras. Right now, the crew has gone through several loading exercises. Right now, they're priming the weapon. The cartridge has been advanced. They inserted it into the barrel of the gun. They rammed it down. They pulled the gun using blocks and tackles into battery. A gun like this would typically be fired in concert with the rest of the guns on the battery. What you're looking at is a reproduced section of the upper water battery that existed here in 1814. Historically, there would have been 10 guns on this battery. It continued that way, and it even hooked around out here. Of course, its objective was to protect the river approaches to the city of Baltimore. Right now, we're not protecting anything, per se. We're just going to scare some boaters. So the weapon has been loaded and primed. It is then aimed. We ensure that our range is clear. About 30 seconds. All right, we always fire at 5 past. It's very rude not to be punctual. And after all, I do work for the federal government, and we are sticklers for the rules. So there's a variety of different things you can fire out of this gun aside from peat moss. Name something else that we can fire out of this gun.
Cannon.
Canister. What is canister? It's a big tin can filled with hundreds of musket balls. It turns this gun into a gigantic shotgun. Again, very bad for the health of the people on the boat that we're aiming at today. We can also fire hot shot, a superheated iron cannonball. You point at the water. It's projected so quickly that it skips across the surface of the water, heating up as it goes. It's going so fast, the friction of the water superheats it, so when it hits a wooden ship, it catches it on fire. We are now ready to discharge this weapon and scare some boaters. If you have sensitive ears, I suggest that you cover them now. If you have hearing aids or other similar kit, I suggest you turn them down. This will be loud. Sir, at your discretion. Fire! Fire! How was that?
Good.
That never gets old. All right. Typically, when you project a large amount of iron hatred downrange at high velocity, there's a lot of energy that goes forward. But for every action, there is an equal and opposite what? Reaction, exactly. Typically, if we're firing a cannonball, we should have some sort of recoil. However, what did we fire? Peat moss. Peat moss does not give us adequate resistance to move 6,000 pounds of cannon backward at 60 miles an hour. So they have to pull the gun back, and then they're going to make sure the gun is properly cleaned. The range is now open again. Those of you who would like to come forward and take pictures or ask questions, you are now free to do so.